So I'm curious when you talk about hacks, like what are some other hacks that we can give people to help them, you know, help them use frozen foods or freeze food better?
Oh, wow. So I would say, well, hacks just in terms of leftovers. Like I would start with that because I think one of the barriers for consumers is not knowing how to freeze leftovers, how to freeze. You've got that, Thanksgiving, that's coming up. We just had, Halloween and everybody's been cooking with canned pumpkin and you always end up with like half a can of pumpkin puree. What do I do with that? And then it languishes in the refrigerator and then you end up wasting it. So giving consumers hacks on just how to store and freeze leftovers is huge, right? So going into that freezer bag, squeezing all the air out, freezing food in single layers quickly, because the quicker you can freeze it, the better. Labeling so you don't find it 7 years later, which, we all know has happened to us. And just, so tips on just how to freeze, not freezing leftover beef stew when it's still warm or hot, cooling it completely. So giving consumers hacks on just proper storage of leftovers into the freezer. And then certainly hacks on cooking. We talked about that bag of, frozen broccoli. Just today, I sent my husband to the store yesterday and I said, get a bag of frozen sliced shiitake mushrooms because I live near Trader Joe's here in Boston. Off he goes. He gets the mushrooms. He has no idea why or what he's going to do with these mushrooms. And I had to explain to him, you can take those frozen mushrooms and put them right into a hot skillet with some oil. Cook them, the liquid will leach out just like with a fresh mushroom. They're going to caramelize. You can add them to omelets, into pasta dishes, you name it. So giving people those very simple instructions and hacks on how to go from the freezer directly into the skillet or directly into the oven can go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see a note in the chat about the other part with the other side, which is have helping people remember to use what's in there, right? Like I talk a lot about thinking of your freezer as short-term storage, not long-term, and kind of using it in your regular cycle of the what's for dinner question. It's like, well, open up your freezer. What do you have in there? Um, and someone in the chat is mentioning that they promote using a tracking sheet on the outside of their freezer to help remember what's inside. I've also heard tips of just, really obvious things using clear containers. Don't put something in a yogurt container because then you'll never know what's in it.
Right.
Making sure to label containers is another one that I've heard. So sometimes it's kind of basic.